Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dion Hudson. I'm at you again um, with another video. This is important. The subject matter this time is what is more important, that you have a law enforcement agency, your law enforcement agency that's responsible for your safety. What is more important, that they be well trained or have common sense? Now, I think that it's a combination of both. I think that they should be well trained and that they should also have common sense. So right now, we're in the middle of a social crisis because the public has lost their sense of trust when it comes to law enforcement personnel because of these incidents, multiple incidents that took place across the nation. So, what's wrong with the training manual? How are they training the personnel in these academies? What are the standards, right? Does this training have anything to do with emotional regulation? Okay. And is this training, is it up to par? Is it up to date or is it outdated? Right. Because Albert Einstein, he said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So no matter how many times you train, okay, if you're using the same outdated manual or you're using the same type of techniques and expecting things to change for the better, you're wrong. Now, what I would like to know, what the public should want to know is, does this training address emotional regulation? Are you training the mind? Okay. Are you training the mind to be able to deal with pressures on different levels? Because it's obvious that a lot of these incidents are based on people losing their mind and overreacting. Okay. So training versus common sense. What is more important? I think that not only is correct training important, but it's also important that the person exercises common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you can train someone, but they got to have the common sense to apply that training in different situations. Now, are all the situations covered? I think the devil is in the details, and I don't think a lot of these details are covered. And it's at that person's discretion on which direction they want to take. So, is common sense important? Yes, it is. Common sense is very important. I would never give someone a gun who doesn't have common sense. Okay. I would never give someone a gun who doesn't have control over their emotions. So, does this training address emotional regulation? And what type of aptitude test are you guys doing when it comes to someone having common sense? Because these situations just involved a little common sense. And I don't think no common sense was applied. Now you say, okay, what is more important, the training? Well, if you're training, what happens is this: someone who's exercising common sense, they're going to tell if this training is applicable in the situation. They can say, well, even though they told us to do it like this is not the correct way to handle it. Um, because if I handle it this way, I can find myself, with my license suspended. I could find myself facing criminal charges. So common sense is very important. Um, are you training the mind to deal with the stresses that come along with being a public servant? Right. So, you know, these manuals, what are in these manuals? Well, how are you specifically training them? And are you training the mind? These are questions that people need to ask, you know, because I don't see nothing changing unless you get down to the root of the problem. If you have a problem, you have to figure that problem out. You have to get down to the root of it in order to do something about it. Me personally, what I believe that it goes back to the training. I believe it starts in the academy. I believe it starts in the in-house training that takes place once one of them becomes a member of someone's precinct. You know, what are you teaching them, right? And I also believe that it boils down to their ability to apply common sense in these social situations. You know what I'm saying? So until that is addressed, you will continue to have problems. You will continue to have these incidents that jump off, right? Because the human being is not just a physical being. The human being is a mental being. And you can train someone physically, but you really have to train them mentally. And you have to train them to have control over their emotions. And if you can't do that, then you're asking for problems.